All right, hey guys, how are you doing? So today we're going to talk about release strategies, and I've got a folder to give you, which I'll share in the description of the YouTube video. And you've got an example of an electronic press kit here. I've used Berry Kings. We've got this release strategies spreadsheet, and then an example of it as well, filled out with all of my data. And then we've got a track source chart on how to do. So basically, you'll be able to grab this when you open, say, the example of the release strategy. It's going to be view only. So you're going to have to make a copy, and then this will save to your drive. Before we get too started, I want to thank, first of all, Arlo from Zelen Entertainment, who originally gave me this idea at one of their Noise Hive and Zalon talks. And I also want to give a massive props to Casper for pimping this Excel spreadsheet. If you got my original Excel spreadsheet, you'd be able to tell straight away that I did not finish high school, whereas this one is amazing. What I will do is a couple of little just warnings. Basically, do not delete any of these dates. If you delete the date, it's going to delete the calculations. So what you actually need to do is change the date here. And then what's going to happen is once you change the date, it's automatically going to fill in the other dates. And that's going to make a sense in a sec once we run through it. But first of all, just a big warning, do not change any of these dates. Do not delete any of these dates. You need to actually change them for it to work. So this is the release strategy, and this is an example of our Color Castle release strategy. Over on the left here, we have our releases and the titles, and then we have the release dates next to it. So once you chuck that release date in, it's going to pop over here onto release week, and then it's going to chuck in the date for each week before. And so we've got 8 weeks out to the release. We've got basically the strategy here and what you need to do 8 weeks out, 7 weeks out, 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, and so forth, up until release week, and then 4 weeks afterwards. You'll be able to add to this as well. There are 3 tabs to this spreadsheet. So we've got the time frame here. We've got a list of all the platforms and associations mentioned, which we'll go through. Then we've got the third one is an artist information form, which is basically going to be all little bits of info like your Spotify followers, how many monthly streams. You can chuck your contract details in, links to your press pack. So this release schedule and this release strategy is going to be able to basically save all of your important info. You're going to be able to update it, and it's going to be all the important things that a record label wants to see from you. It's going to allow you to keep up to date and have reminders of things that you need to do. You know, you sync these dates up with your calendar, write the information in there, which we will do as well. I'll open up a Google Calendar. Let's go to, I think it's with, yeah, this one actually. Open it up here. So let's run through the example. We'll go with Feel the Sun. 8 weeks out, you want the song to be mastered, you want to create a radio edit and an extended version, and you want to have the release assigned to a label. You want at least 2 months lead up time before you're releasing the track. And that's just so you can fix any mistakes, have, you know, ample time to just prepare. 8 weeks out, you might want to approach anyone to do any remixes, if that's applicable to your sort of music style. 7 weeks out, you want to fill out that artist info sheet and send to the label, which is the third tab. You want to start to think about the artwork for the release. You want to get it done at least, you know, 7-8 weeks out. So either you can prepare the artwork, or if the label, like Hot Sunday Records, for example, we have a kind of like basically a template kind of vibe. Each year we change it up. But I also do let people, if they've got their own art, I'm not going to stop anyone from being creative. Some people love to have full control of their release. For example, Morning Maxwell and Wildfire, they've got their own artwork here, whereas the rest fit in with our template. So that's 7-8 weeks out. At least you want the artwork done. Create a brief write-up and how the song was made, and send that to the label as well. So it might be just some information on how the song came about. If it's with a vocalist, you know, maybe what they were thinking, the story behind the lyrics. And then also 7 weeks out, the label will send it to the distributor, so they can put it on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Beatport, etc. 5 weeks out, you want to create some video content. And I've got an example in tab 2. If you go down to here, example of video content, you can watch that YouTube link. And this can be anything with the creation of the track. It could be like videos of studio sessions. You want to create it now, 5 weeks out, and you're going to post it later on. So this is just basically getting prepared for the release. You could do several different little videos, different teasers, any sort of content that we can post later on. You want to get it done well before the release date. 4 weeks out, you want to register the song to APRA. You can get the source code from the record label, which is releasing the track. And now you want to open up your Spotify Insights and check if the track is in there. Now we're going to go through these insights later. They're all in tab 2. Just to give you a little quick example, if I log into my Color Castle Spotify Insights, and I can see I've pitched a track, but if I go to music, upcoming, I can see all of my tracks up there. And now the reason I've got this one to check that it's there, say 4 weeks out, is because we're going to actually pitch it 3 or 2 weeks out. If it's not shown up in your, if the release is not shown up 4 weeks out, you need to contact the label, contact the distributor. There's obviously something wrong. It's not connected to your profile. So you need to double check that it's actually connected to your profile. And then the following week, we're going to submit and pitch that to your Spotify Artist Insights. Now, Spotify say at least a week out. I prefer to give it 10 days, 2 weeks. As you can see with our releases down here, we've got a release pretty much every 2 or 3 weeks. The reason we've split the releases up like that is so we can pitch each release. What I will do once I feel the sun is out, the day it's released, I'm going to pitch Salt. Then once Salt is released, the day that that's out, I'm going to pitch Raining. And so I've got all of these tracks being pitched at least 2 weeks before the release date. So really, really important there. I've also got 3 weeks out Triple J Unearthed upload. So that's for Aussie artists. As long as your track is not on a major label, as long as it's just on like an independent label, you can put it on Triple J Unearthed. It's just extra free promo. You know, nothing may come of it. You know, the guys on Friday Night Shuffle might see it. If it's a dance track, they might play it. So I think it's definitely something worth doing. Definitely. So 2 weeks out, you want to start to announce the upcoming release. You're going to hit up the label for the artwork, the cover photo, and the design. And you'll be able to get Beatport and TrackSource pre-order links 2 weeks out from the release date. So you want to include, maybe put them in a link tree or get a little multi-link. There's a few different platforms you can make multi-links, and you want to add them in the post. So then people will have somewhere to go to. You may post that you have a release out earlier with the artwork. Personally, I prefer to wait and post and announce things until you have something physical or a link where they can actually go and actually listen to what you're doing, and also, you know, pre-order it so they can buy it on the release day. 1 week out, you want to post again the release links. 1 week out's here. Another hype post. You want to schedule a playlist push or styled company. There's a list of them in tab 2 in these streaming services. You've got playlist push, listen up, work hard, playlist harder, the folding apple, playlist pump. You want to organize these to kick off on the release date, and you want to start to organize that, you know, a week before. It's not necessary to do it much before that. They all do cost money. Watch out for playlist push. If you're buying that from Australia, it's in USD. So if it says it's going to spend $500, that's USD. So it's going to be about 800 Australian dollars. Don't do the mistake I did. Okay, cool. And then once you've got that locked in, you want to send it to all your close DJ friends who are going to play it on their radio shows and play it at their gigs. You can also upload, this is a great time to upload to SoundCloud with the pre-buy links. And there's a reason we're splitting all of these up. So there's at least something to do each week. You're posting this 1 week, the next week you're posting this, and you're getting people to go to the SoundCloud, and it's just breaking all the posts up over a period of weeks. And then you've got the release week. So now you want to post the release links. So you want to do a multi-link with Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, iTunes, Beatport, TrackSource, every single one of the main stores. And then also once you log into Spotify on your phone, if you go share, you can share that directly to your artist Instagram, and it'll go onto the Instagram stories. So that's a really good way for people to just, if they're watching your stories on Instagram, they can just go click that and it goes straight to your track. It's also a thing that I do on release week. We've got that Hot Sunday Records producer hub, which is a Facebook group. It's a private group. You're welcome to request access to that. And when someone has a Spotify release, they'll post that in the group and everyone will jump on. And if the music fits their artist's profile, they'll chuck that into their stories as well. Everyone kind of can help each other out there. It's a good time to ask your friends to support you, get people to start posting your track. And it's quite easy to post something to your stories. It's free, it's not permanent. So I think a lot of people like to help people out and to post them. You also want to do your Beatport chart and your track source chart. And I've got them in tab 2, how to. So you'll be able to check that here, track source, Beatport. Cool. Let's go back to the time frame. Song stats. Now, Song Stats is an app. I've also got the link in tab 2. Let's just check it out quickly. Basically, it's got all of the different platforms in one place. It is $15 a month. So basically, I think it's worth it. It's got all the Spotify info, all the playlists and their followers. It's very detailed. And if you get the app for your phone, you can share this straight to your stories. So for example, we go to Spotify here, we can see who's been supporting my tunes. If we go to track source, we can see Joy's reached the top 100 overall singles, reached on Soulful House, and it's reached peak position 14. Okay, I didn't even know that. So there's some really, really cool stuff here. iTunes, it should tell you, yeah, different stuff you reach on, and just so on and so forth. It's a really good way to just see if anyone's supporting your track in one place, and there's a fantastic mobile app for that as well. If you are getting some support, you want to start posting that the first week of the release. So again, split it all up. Make sure you're not posting everything on one day. Make sure you're posting a bit on one week, and then the next week you're posting some more stuff. Give it a room to breathe from each announcement. Okay, so again, check the stats and song stats. You want to register the track to PPCA or your neighboring rights association, depending on which country you are in. And you might want to create an hour-long DJ mix, which you can send to some radio stations to use as promo. Now, the second week of release, we're going to start putting out all that video content we made 6 weeks out, again, with all the links to your tracks. And that's going to be could be some cool insight to how the track was made. People are going to really enjoy watching that and listening to that. Third and fourth week out, you can add stuff into here depending on if you've got a remix pack coming out, say the month afterwards, and then, or you could add the remix pack as a different release in the release titles, and again have all of this set up for that. It's once the release is out, the only thing you can do to continue pushing a release is really have different associations and promo going forth. It's just honestly, it's just about how much money you're willing to spend, and that's unfortunately what it comes down to with this music and with these tunes. It's about what your budget is. If you want to service a track properly, it's going to get more streams. If you don't service it at all, it's got a good chance of just kind of like being released and not really doing much. So you're going to need to use one or maybe even two of these companies just to really pump the streams and pump the plays of your release. And you can use it on the release date. You could use one on the release date. You could use one 2 weeks later. I think you can use these for tracks for any of the lifespan, pending the society or the company approves the track. So that's pretty much the time frame. What you will find in here is there are dates that overlap. So for example, the 5th of the 9th, you'll find, I changed that date, sorry. The 30th, you'll find, where are we? You'll find here as well, for example, you'll find the 30th there. So what you'll do is you'll actually go to your calendar and you'll pick the 30th of the, where are we? And you'll add a new title here. So I know on the 30th, okay, release, oops, I cannot spell, release strategies. We're going to go to the 30th here. We're going to go 6 weeks out. We're going to hit copy. and we're going to know that that is for Color Castle Raining. So we're going to go to the calendar. I'm going to hit in description, Color Castle Raining. We're going to just paste that info in there. We're going to go back to here. We're going to find the next date, which is the 30th. We're going to copy that, and we know that's for Salt. Salts. Bang. Then we're going to jump up here. We're going to just copy that info, and this is for Feel the Sun. So this is how you get the reminders. You know, you don't always have to look back to the spreadsheet. You know, use your calendar app that links with your phone, add notifications to it. Okay, let's save that. So now on the 30th, so I release songs on Thursdays on Hot Sunday Records. It's because Australia's so far ahead in the time zone. I find that if I release it on Thursday, everything's uploaded and on all platforms on the Friday. Whereas if I release on the Friday, sometimes it's not on Beatport till nighttime in Australia. So that's why I use the Thursdays as my dates. If you're from another country, you might want to use the Fridays. But anyway, so Thursday the 30th, I now have all of this stuff in there. All that. I'm not going to forget about doing any of this on that date. I know for Raining, I need to organize a third-party promo. So I'm going to email Global PR Pool. I need to approach some blogs for support. I know for Salt, I need to submit on Artist Insights. I need to upload it to Triple J on Earth. I know for Feel the Sun, I'm going to start to really roll out the promo over the release. So yeah, that's how you link that to your calendar. So basically, that's as much information you really need about that, the time frame and the schedule. You can add as many different releases and tracks and to the release file there. And again, you need to make sure you change the date. Do not delete it. Tab 2 has all the information you'll need for any of the sites mentioned. And it's a really good little way to just make sure, a little bit of info to make sure you're up to date and you have all of these registered. So you need to make sure you have a Spotify artists account. We just went through that before with my one. It's essential for pitching. It's essential to look at what streams you're getting, followers. It's just got so much data. It's got really handy like tips and tricks. It's just an amazing site. If you're not registered that with your artist profile, do it as soon as possible. The same for Apple Music. Shazam now links with Apple, and so does iTunes. I've got a little info tab here, and there's even some how-to links with some stuff that might be a little bit more difficult. Again, you can just comment below and I'll reply. Deezer Backstage, same thing as Spotify and Apple. Tracksource artist account, you'll need to create this in order to publish your charts. It's quite straightforward. Again, if you need any help, let me know. Beatport, you need to do this to add a photo to your artist account. And then to create a Beatport chart, you need to have your user account and create a chart on your user account. And then you need to email Beatport support and get them to link the artist profile to your user account. And then once that's linked, you just use your user account to publish all of your artist charts. APRA and AMCOS, which is your writing split, it is different for every country. There is a full video on how to and why, talking about the different splits and all that sort of stuff. So just watch that if you're not too sure about writer splits, where to register or how to work out the splits. And the exact same with PPCA, which is your neighboring rights, master split, your performance split. Song Stats is a link to that one over here. There you go. There is a mobile app for that as well. So I've just got a little folder, whether or not there are mobile apps, just to take out the guesswork. Tracklist 1001 is a terrific website, which actually Song Stats does tell you the info from. If you want to go direct to the website, you can check out, it'll tell you which DJs are playing your tunes. For example, if we go to Tracklist 1001 tracklist here, you can see like Claptone, Clapcast has supported the Seb Junior mix of On Fire, and you'll be able to find that on their website as well. So, that's something worth posting about for sure. That's more content. SoundCloud's a pretty obvious one. Most of you should have SoundCloud accounts. Triple J on Earth, that's just for the Aussies. Artist info form. So this is an example of what I send my artists when they've got an upcoming release. And it just has all the information I'm going to need when I'm going to submit their track to pitching. You've got obviously email address, artist name, the upcoming release name, any notable playlist additions that could be editorials or big user playlists. The 5 biggest career highlights, that could just be some recent stuff, you know, like, I don't know, you supported Roger Sanchez or Clapton played your track. Anything that's just worth noting that could be like cool. Previous notable DJ support could be, yeah, again, radio support, DJs playing your tunes. Spotify URL, so we make sure it's linked with your account, and the amount of monthly streams. Apple Music, same thing. Facebook URL, total number of likes. So you can, if a label doesn't send you that, you can just fill it out here. This is basically all of that information in a little Excel sheet. You've got the date you've last updated it, sorry. You've got the different platforms and the information. So this is all the Color Castle stuff. You'll be able to check out Spotify followers. So we've got 1,300 followers, 120,000 monthly listeners. Apple's a bit differently. So it's got the last period of monthly listeners, which is 27,000. This period, which is about the same. And it's also got your daily streams, last month total Shazams, this month total Shazams, Facebook total likes. So some of this stuff might not change too much, but then, you know, month to month, some stuff will. And you can just jump in here, update it as you go. If not, you've always got it here. So I definitely recommend having this, just do it when you've got time, so that if someone's asking you for it, you're not rushing to do it, or you've just got there to give to them. This is some other information that a distributor or label would like to hear from you, especially for pitching and that sort of thing. So any of the marketing rundown, if you're planning on spending money on a Facebook post about your Beatport chart, tell them. Any of the radio DJ support, which is similar to the one mentioned before, what promo you're going to use: Global Power Pool, Your Army, Relish, Whoa promo, Listen Up. So many. Some are more for Australia, some are for more international. Power promo UK. All of your contract details, again, just have it here so it's easy to copy whenever you need it. Link to your press pack, your link tree, which if you don't have a link tree, I definitely recommend creating a link tree. Just got all your links in one place. It's free. Do it. I've got a link tree there for Color Castle. I've also got one for Hot Sunday Records. Management and booking agent emails. So I don't have a manager, but I do have a booking agent, one hit agency. Once the clubs are back, they'll want to book me. I mean, it's just easy to have all of this stuff in one place. Back to tab 2. We have that example of that video content, which mentioned in the time frame. Promo services, I've just put 2 down here: Global Power Pool, which is what we use for Australia; Your Army, which is a great one for the UK. There are many more you can add to this list once you make a copy of this. Streaming services, Players Push, Listen Up, blah, blah, blah. You can try different ones. Honestly, with these ones, guys, there's so many different things that contribute to whether they are working or not. You know, it depends on if your song is streamer friendly. You know, if you're going to use one of these on a track that's not so streamer friendly, it might not do as well as if you picked one for a release that's very vocal and streamer heavy. In saying that, like, I mean, if you look at our Spotify, Jasper's Keys, which is 100% instrumental, has been one of our biggest played tracks on streaming. And that was just from Spotify user pass. I don't even think we use one of these streaming services. So you can do everything or you can do nothing. And there is no rule of thumb. There is no guarantee. You've just got to give stuff a crack. And if you've got them, don't spend money you can't afford to lose. Just, if you wanted to spend money, give it a crack. You chat to the label. Maybe the label will go halves with you. If you've got 4 artists in your group, split the costs. But if you really want your track to succeed, you can use some of these. They'll kickstart the algorithms. I really do believe that you have to use something. You can't just sit around and hope for the best. It's just very, very much not going to work like that. We do have the interview we did with Klaus last week for any producers out there that wanted to know any more information. There was some great stuff in the description there with gear that you can buy, both affordable. And there's another link to the YouTube channel, which you're currently watching. Just hit subscribe, and I'm going to be just constantly rolling out more free advice, giving away more free things like this, answering questions. If you want to, once again, jump onto Facebook, and we've got that closed group, Hot Sunday Record Artist Hub. I'm posting constantly about the Zooms we're doing, which are free to join. There's Q&As. So if you want to get involved in that, like, just jump on. Go for it. Maybe I'll put a link to the Zooms as well in the description here. and it's 8 p.m. Sydney time, Tuesday and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, we're doing more interview style things. So we did one with Klaus Hill last week. I've got one with Casper Tromp, who's Color Castle co-producer. We're doing that Tuesday, and we're just going to go through a whole bunch of music theory stuff. I know a lot of producers out there do great stuff when it comes to sample-based. They're really good at mixing and EQing and very technical, but some people don't play any instruments and are tone deaf. So I thought I was tone deaf. Luckily enough, I'm not. Learning instruments has helped so much. I can tell when things are out of key. I can tune my bass guitar without even a tuner, and it's taken a long time to get there, but we're going to go through stuff. Casper's taught me so much over the years. He's just amazing. And he's also super amazing at Excel spreadsheets. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this. I hope it does help. Save it to your drives, make as many copies as you want, and have a great day.